like many of us, if not all of us in here, that I know, that I see, follow the language and the logic of Imam W. D. Muhammad. May Allah be pleased with him and grant him the highest position in paradise. And when we say that we follow the Imam, and the Imam is our teacher, and that we follow him, it's not inconsistent with following Prophet Muhammad. It's not inconsistent with following the language of the Quran and following the logic of the Quran. It's not inconsistent. It's consistent. And following the language and the logic of an individual is, even when in their physical flesh and blood person is gone, the body of knowledge that they left, it lives on. The body of knowledge that that person brought, the wisdom that they brought, the knowledge that they brought, the rationale that they brought, it continues to live, and it lives inside of the students. Our ta'leems on Sunday has been very inspirational, very educational, and a lot of things that we can't get into, or that would sound foreign to somebody who may not be connected to the language and the logic of Imam W. D. Muhammad. When they hear certain khatibs give khutbahs, certain things may be foreign to them. And we're not able to elaborate in Jumu'ah, because Jumu'ah is not the time for it. But in Ta'leems, we do elaborate. We go into great details, and it gives a lot of explanation. There's a book that was written, which I kind of want to lay the foundation. My thought, or that I want to open the floor up. I don't even want to speak on it. I just want to open up the floor up on it. Is Adam through Ibrahim equals Muhammad, the excellent human example. Adam through Ibrahim equals Muhammad, the excellent human example. It's just like 1 + 1 = 2. 1 + 1 = 2. Adam through Ibrahim equals, what do you get when you have Adam through Ibrahim? Not Adam plus Ibrahim. Adam, whatever is between Adam up to Ibrahim, equals Muhammad, the excellent human example, of the excellent example of human excellence. Before I get into that, that's the thought, okay? That's the thought that we all are going to elaborate on and speak on. And this is going to be based on the tafsir, and the language and the logic of Imam W. D. Muhammad, our teacher. But let me get in, before I lay the groundwork for that, that's the groundwork, but let me say a few things. What is the language or the logic that Imam Muhammad taught us? He taught us 33 years. He gave us the correct perception of Allah. So we would see Allah as Allah should be seen. The physicalization or seeing God as anything, any type of created object, was incorrect. And he taught us to see Allah as he was. He taught us that, particularly, he said that the prophets represented the stages and the growth inside of the human being. He said it started with Adam, that was the beginning, and Adam represented a consciousness, an awareness. And then all the prophets in between that are prophetic figures or prophetic characters. And that Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of Allah be on him, represented the completion. He was the completion of what Allah intended of the human being. That's thus making him the excellent model. Not a excellent model, the excellent model of human excellence. He taught us that angels, that our understanding of angels was a little bit different than the orthodox or the mainstream Muslim world seen angels that we didn't see when it came to the jinn, when it came to the angels. We didn't see this being another world outside of the human being. That angels just represented forces in creation that work for Allah. And once we mastered the forces of nature, we brought them up under our subjection, and they submitted to us. Thus, the meaning of submitting to Adam, making prostration to Adam, only meant that the human being was taught the nature of these forces. And once he was taught the nature and the sciences of these forces, he was able to make them work for him. This is what our Imam taught us. He didn't teach us it was something outside of us. He taught us that the devil, the jinn, was a potential that was inside of us, that grew out of the jinn. Something that we couldn't see is inside of us. And when this jinn becomes uncontrollable, when it wants to rebel against Allah, when it wants to rebel against its creator, the beginning of that is Iblis. And once that evil begins to affect other people, it's the shaitan. Because now the evil is no longer kept to you, but it's affecting other people outside of you. So when you perceive the devil, you didn't perceive him as being something outside of you unless he was in somebody else. But the biggest one that you needed to seek control and refuge was inside of you, containing that jinn. Because jinns can rationalize too. And making that jinn, the Prophet Muhammad taught us, peace be upon him, that he had a jinn, but his jinn submitted. He made his jinn Muslim. Same thing that for us as a sign. He also, teaching us that these prophets represented types. They represented communities. They represented stages in our growth and development. Keeping that in mind, and that's the groundwork.